Most recently, Solana held the lows at $120 once again, and it's continuing to be looking as the biggest winner of this crypto bull run so far. And guys, if you've been around on my channel here for the last 1 or 2 years, you will know that Solana has been practically the channel's favorite, probably together with Render, my 2 favorite coins that I was covering from way back in 2022. Check this out, 2 years ago, crypto millionaires gonna mint next bull cycle. Solana Price Prediction, 2 years ago, that was in 2022. And definitely, if we have a look on another video I've made actually pretty close to the beginning of the major surge in Solana back in September 2023, you can see Solana was only $18, and for example, Cardano was 24 cents, or even Ethereum was 1600. Now, at the current prices, Cardano, we said, was 24 cents a year ago, now it's 36 cents. Ethereum is approximately 2x more, from 1600 to 3k, but Solana from, like we said, $18 to 141. Now, to me, it is absolutely clear that Solana is the big winner of this crypto bull run. However, in my personal opinion, this bull run isn't over yet. Now, we did have a pretty significant correction, finally, somewhat of a significant correction with Bitcoin, okay? Now, in my opinion, that $120 was absolutely a fantastic region so far for Solana. However, in my personal opinion, look, nobody knows the future, but I think nothing's gonna pump immediately now in July as I'm recording the video. However, again, non-financial advice, this is just what I'm doing with my portfolio and how I'm seeing things. I definitely, let's say, gonna have a good bag of Solana before Q4 2024. At least given all the circumstances that we're seeing in the market so far. So in this video, the main purpose of my video, okay, in the last videos I was making about Solana, I was always trying to do my best at Solana price prediction, right, of what it could reach by 2025. And so far, I was pretty correct, not too far away, okay? And I think, like I said, Solana has more upside from here, and I think Solana is gonna be the first from the major altcoins that are gonna reach the all-time high that they had in 2021 and breach it. Possibly it does it even before Ethereum, I don't know, we'll see. Bitcoin was one of the main only ones that did so far, and again, a few others like coins that I like a lot, such as Render, for example. But like you guys know, many, something like Cardano, for example, didn't even come close to the all-time high. Avalanche so far also was somewhat disappointing, even Near Protocol, which was good, still not that close. However, Solana was pretty close, 200 against 250. So let's try to understand how many multiples Solana still has, considering that, in my opinion, we're already sort of in a kind of mini bear market inside the larger bull market. However, unfortunately, it is not the times when I was making the videos a year ago and 2 years ago. Okay, of course, Solana is not $18 anymore. Of course, the 20x is not gonna happen with Solana this bull run anymore. Even at 10x is gonna be really stretching it out there. But we're gonna really do our best in this analysis today to really see what Solana is capable of. So let's dive deep about the most important thing, right? So far, Solana has had, like we said, a fantastic, incredible bull run so far. Now let me show you actually something very interesting, okay? So I'm in CoinGecko here, and if we just go and see the market cap instead of price, what we're gonna find out? We're gonna find out that Solana actually already breached its all-time high from 2021. They just have new tokens being emitted into the supply. So at the moment, we're slightly below the all-time high we've had in 2021, which was around 75 billion. However, once Solana reached $200 back in March, it was already 87 to 90 billion. So when it comes to the market cap, Solana was already at its all-time high. Okay, this is very important. Now, according to analysts that I respect, and so far from looking at just what's happening in the market, it does look like this is what's happening more or less, okay? So Ethereum, okay, is a cycle behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin, of course, had its first ever cycle, and then Solana is a cycle behind Ethereum. So for example, for this, in the last cycle, Bitcoin reached approximately $1 trillion. Okay, Ethereum reached in the last cycle. Let's go to market cap. Reached 500 billion. So this bull run cycle, it is decent in my opinion that Ethereum, again, is gonna follow the cycle of Bitcoin, and Ethereum could reach around $1 trillion in my opinion in this bull run, which is gonna get it to around the $10,000. That's for Ethereum. Now, Solana, like we said, is a younger coin than Ethereum and is cycle behind Ethereum. Okay, so like we said, this was the previous cycle, and let's have another look on the other cycle before that for Ethereum, actually the first ever cycle. So the first ever cycle for Ethereum was 2015 to 2017, and we're gonna start from comparing that to the first cycle of Solana, which was 2020 to 2021. All right. So in the first cycle of Ethereum, okay, in the very beginning, right when it was super young and Ethereum was like under $1, which is insane to think about. The market cap of Ethereum was, you know, in the tens of millions of dollars in the beginning. Also, the supply was lower back then. For Solana, somewhat similarly, right? As it was starting out, you know, it had in the tens of millions of dollars. It reached somewhat of a peak here at 100 million, then kind of corrected, and more or less, you know, it was between 10 to 100 million dollars in the early phases of the cycle, which was 2020 for Solana. Now, at the peak, like I said, Solana reached around $75 billion. Ethereum, in its first cycle, reached $130 billion. Now, Solana had approximately a 2x lesser performance than Ethereum in the first cycle. In my personal opinion, the reason for that is just because by the time that Solana had its first cycle, there were just so many more competitors. There were so many more layer one. So Cardano reached a very high valuation. Cardano reached almost 100 billion. Avalanche was 150 and was much higher. So when Ethereum had its first cycle, there were a lot less competitors from, specifically from smart contracts. There were, but like not as much as Solana had in 2021. So this is the reason why, in my opinion, Solana also underperformed somewhat. Ethereum, however, in the grand scheme of things, you can see that both Ethereum and Solana did more or less the same thing. All right, in the first cycle. Then the second cycle, which was is the current one that we have right now for Solana, and for Ethereum it will be 2018 to 2021. So between 2018 to 2021, generally Ethereum in the accumulation range was more or less approximately, from the lows here, right? It was approximately from 10 billion to 20 billion, even 25. But to just round numbers up, Ethereum in the bear market of its second cycle, meaning from 2018 to 2020, was approximately between 10 to 20 billion dollars market cap. Solana, it had major FUD, it was even less, right? But let's also round it up that Solana in the accumulation range in the current cycle for Solana was between 5 billion to approximately 10 billion. All right, again, approximately 2x less than than the accumulation range of Ethereum, just similarly as the high of Ethereum in 2017-18 was approximately 2x more than Solana. So now, most importantly, let's get into 2024 and let's have a look on where we are right now, as we are not in the accumulation range anymore for Solana, and we are already, like we said, within this new higher range of 66 to 80 billion dollars, which is around the all-time highs for the market cap of Solana. So in Ethereum's case, it would be somewhat equivalent to these regions, right? I would even say this region, right? Because Ethereum was approximately 2x. So generally, like in the case of Ethereum back then, right, it was the very beginning of the major bull market. Now, clearly, it's not exactly the same, right? Like, this current cycle is actually faster than the last one. So just the fact that we're in the exact same valuation as Ethereum was, it doesn't mean that Solana's gonna move in the next 2 weeks to the all-time highs, right? In my opinion, it's gonna take a little bit longer, right? Especially after the correction we've had, you know, it takes time to kind of push the momentum higher. So more realistically, in my opinion, Solana and the rest of crypto are going to get higher around Q4 of this year, maybe even Q1 of the next year. But anyway, in terms of the market cap, in terms of the following the cycle of Ethereum, right? So the peak of Ethereum, it was approximately 500, just over $500 billion, which is half a trillion, right? Now, so for Solana, right, in my opinion, the sort of conservative case for Solana would be approximately $250 billion. So that would correspond at least to the exact current market cap as I'm recording the video, which is after somewhat of a bounce with Solana, which may still kind of collapse back maybe to like 130. But as I'm recording the video, this is almost a 4x from here, right? So from the current price of Solana, we're talking about 550-ish dollars for Solana. Now, two extra things. So in my personal opinion, this is my conservative. In my conservative way, as I see, I think Solana's gonna reach just over $500, around 2x from its prior all-time high, which is gonna be very nice. However, a few things. So first of all, if we compare actually kind of to the price now of Ethereum, right? So Ethereum's all-time high back in 2017-18 was $1,400. This all-time high was almost $5,000 in 2021. So from all-time high to all-time high, it was an increase in approximately a 3x. By the way, with Bitcoin, it was also somewhat similar. If we go back to the price, right? So in 2017, the peak was 20K. And then in 2021, the peak was 66K, something like that, 69K. So just over a 3x. So both Bitcoin and Ethereum did another approximately 3x from the prior all-time high. Now, again, like we said, Solana is likely a cycle behind. So at least if you also look at what Bitcoin and Ethereum was doing, and also if we kind of remember that so the peak in the first cycle of Ethereum was around 130 billion, and for Solana it was 75, right? So it wasn't exactly a 2x. 2x from 75 is going to be 150, right? Not 130. So my bottom line is that, in my opinion, especially kind of in a parabolic phase, right? Probably Solana is going to outperform that a little bit, that like 250 billion market cap. So in my, I would say in my more sort of not conservative, but not also kind of my best case scenario, Solana, just in my opinion, is probably gonna reach just around the 3x from the prior all-time high, which from $250 would put it at 750. With the current supply that Solana has, that's gonna be around a 350 billion market cap, which again, in my opinion, to me personally, this makes the most sense, right? Because then it's again gonna be approximately the same difference from Ethereum's valuation here, around the 500 billion. However, again, in parabolic phases, everything can go absolutely ballistic, right? And you know, $700 to $800, right? It's not gonna be that far away from 1,000. So this is why, in a parabolic phase, I think the market depends on what's gonna happen, just generally how much mania we're gonna have. You know, in my opinion, Solana will have the potential to really reach 1,000, approximately 1,000, which, so if we compare to a market cap of around $500 billion for Solana, we're talking about literally 1,100, just around that $1,000 number. So to round it up, right, to wrap up the video, to really fully tell you personally how I see the market and how I think what could be the next peak for Solana, right? My most conservative, my first target is gonna be around that 500 to 550, right? For Solana, which from the current price, you know, it's gonna be a 4x, which is still, in my opinion, absolutely incredible for the third largest coin in the world, now that we're already deep into the bull market. However, like I said, my most kind of probable scenario for me personally is gonna be around a 5.2x from the current price, which is even better for such a big coin like Solana. And then lastly, my most kind of, let's just say I'm not gonna wait for this price. I think less likely that we're gonna reach that. But from the current price, this is gonna be, you know, even a 7 to almost an 8x. That's if Solana's gonna reach $1,000. So there you have it, guys. Like, I'm definitely gonna see what's gonna happen in a year from now. You know, I have many of these Solana price prediction videos, and so far we've been very correct. So I already said that I think at the very least we're gonna reach the all-time high that Solana had. So technically the price itself didn't reach it yet, but the market cap already has. And I mean, still the price, you know, $210 was pretty close to 250. So, you know, I'm very glad that I was a big believer in Solana for a long time. And yeah, guys, let's have a look. What's gonna happen a year or 2 years from now? You know, it's gonna be very interesting once again to see if we were correct. If so, it's gonna be absolutely incredible, nailing sort of the biggest winner of this bull market cycle. That's Solana. So, guys, if you wanna join again to snipe the next big opportunities in the next cycles ahead, definitely subscribe to the channel, because I'm here for the long term. I'm not doing very frequent videos, just on weekends, once a week, because like this is not my main thing. Like I have you know, I trade crypto, I work in crypto. This is not like my main thing, being an influencer. And you know, the great thing is that I'm not being paid by absolutely anyone to make videos. So I could be very, very objective in my analysis. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for being here once again, and have a fantastic week and a fantastic weekend ahead, and cheers as always.